Alright guys, so here's a update of the Cadet pulling motor. It's a 12 horsepower Kohler K301. Just going to show you a couple of things I'm going to do to it to squeeze out a couple more horsepower. First thing I did is ported the intake and the exhaust. So you can see, just open it up a little bit, nothing crazy. Also, I smoothed out the eyelets on the intake and exhaust just to get a little more flow. For the carburetor, I bored out the center just slightly, just to get a little more airflow. Only thing I used for that was just a step down bit for a drill. It worked out perfect. So that's only mod on the carb. The bore is a 10 over. I'll be using the updated Molly style piston. Here's the part number for the piston and the rings, the whole kit. This uses a smaller wrist pin. Supposed to be more reliable, longer lasting. It's a stronger design. Here's the connecting rod I'll be using. This is actually not the correct connecting rod for this motor. With this piston, there's a smaller diameter between your piston skirts, so I had to just file this down slightly to get clearance, but it's the same length and everything. I just couldn't find a stock one as the parts aren't available anymore. You have to find new old stock parts. Here's the part number for the connecting rod. And this is the posi lock design, so it is the updated design just for the older style piston. So here's the older style piston that came out of the motor, just to show you the difference. This is a much more basic style piston, and as you could see, they had problems with scoring. That's one reason why they updated the style. Another thing I'll be doing is installing this crankcase vent, custom made. And I'll be running the hose to the exhaust to have a scavenging effect. I'll do an update on that once it's done, the exhaust system, to pull a vacuum from the crankcase. Here's a custom exhaust flange that was made. And here's the tubing I'll be using. It'll start off from the block as 1 1/4 inches and go to 1 3/8 inches. I'll be using this large Kohler air cleaner. It's for like an 18 horsepower twin, but it fits, it's the same diameter, everything just longer, just to get a little more airflow, less restriction. I'll be using the original connecting rod, crankshaft. This cleaned up, everything was still good in spec. And I'll be using the original camshaft. The head was milled about 50 thousandths just to raise compression, and I just removed a little bit of material on the eyelets just to flow a little bit better. It'll raise the compression and flow a little bit better now. Here's the valves. They're stock valves. Only thing I did was just lap them in, and I chucked them in a drill press and just got a file and just smoothed out the edges, and also cleaned up the stem on the intake and exhaust. Just get a little bit more flow out of it. Another thing I'll be doing is installing this 14-pound pulley weight just to get a little bit extra torque going down the track. I'm using the original flywheel as it won't be turning that many RPMs in the class I'll be running in. I installed new bearings both sides, and I'll be putting a new governor gear in also. That's about all, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.